Well, hey. It is 7:30 and we are out here talking about purpose tonight and all of the good things related to it. So excited about this. So this should be absolutely fun tonight. So if you caught it last night or last week, we talked about what is purpose and we talked about why it's necessary for you to follow purpose. And this is the thing. I forgot to introduce myself like last week, so let's do it now. Hey, y'all. I'm Kimberly Smith. I'm the Purpose Catalyst, and I help women identify their purpose, transform their pain into power, and activate their genius so they can collect those coins. Hey, Porsche. Thanks for joining. So I wanted to jump on over. I wanted to talk to you guys tonight because the past couple of weeks have been really interesting, and I have noticed quite a bit. I've heard quite a bit. It has been very, very interesting. And so, one of the main themes of the past week and a half has been really around authenticity. Yeah. Hey, Nicole. Oh my God, I'm excited to have you. You're excited too? But it's really been around authenticity. It's been around embracing your own uniqueness. It's about celebrating what you bring to the table. It's been around making sure that you celebrate your own dopeness, and not in a cocky or arrogant manner, but in a way that you're like, you know what? I was just born to be this dope, but in a confident way, right? Like, there's nobody like you on the earth. So why not celebrate that? So I wanted to talk about that tonight. And I think if we titled the live, we would title it Three Reasons Why You Don't Show Up as You. Three reasons why you're not showing up as you in your life, in your relationships. What's up, Kia? At work. We're going to talk about three reasons why you're not showing up as you. And I think that's majorly important because right now people are looking for authentic people to connect with, because we do a lot of connections online. And so we can tell who the fakes and the phonies are. And we can tell when people are playing versus like being really sincere. And so why lose credibility when you have a stupendous personality, a wonderful purpose, and you're awesome and you choose to do something else and not bring your authentic self to the table for us to really get to know you? So I want to talk about the three reasons, and I definitely want to hear from you all tonight. I think this is going to be a fun topic for us to discuss. So the first reason why I heard that people are not showing up as themselves is because they don't value their own uniqueness. They don't value their own dopeness. They don't value the fact that, of course, they may do something like someone else. They may, knit, crochet. They may be a speaker, right? Like they may mount platforms and speak. They may write books. You could be an author. There are multiple authors. Have you seen Amazon in the book section? Multiple authors. Hey, y'all, how you doing, girl? Multiple authors, like millions of authors. But it hasn't stopped anyone from writing another book, right? Like, the truth be told, there are still authors coming out. There are still people writing books. So it's amazing to me that on the daily, we're not showing up as ourselves. And I feel like it's because we don't value the fact that we are individually unique. My DNA is not the same as my sister's DNA. We come from the same parent, but it's different. We may look alike. My brother and I favor tremendously, but our DNA is different. Even for twins, like twins, don't have the same DNA. Their fingerprint is not the same. Like their whole fingerprint, the way, like the little ridges in their finger, it's different. It's so different. So I guess why are we cool with that? And we love when twins are different. Like we like it when they dress alike, but when it comes down to showing their own uniqueness, we're like, oh my God, look at, that's the one with the short hair, that's the one with the long hair, that's the one who's the introvert, that's the one who's the extrovert. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, we can tell them apart. But why is it that we like to blend into the background? When it comes to, hey Africa, why is it that we like to blend into the background when it comes to executing in your purpose? Why is it that we value someone else who's celebrating their authenticity as if ours no longer matters? It's not true. So what I want you to do is right now, I'm going to ask a major question. Major. Tell me the last time you decided that someone's purpose was better than yours. Was it 24 hours ago? 1, if it was yesterday. 2, if it was like a week ago. 3, if it's like nobody's purpose is like mine. What are y'all saying tonight? Let's see. 1, if it was 24 hours ago, you looked at someone else who was doing something similar to you and you were like, yep, I'm not going to do it because that person is over there killing. 2, if it was like a week ago. Hey, Stephanie, thanks. 2, if it was like a week ago, you saw someone else who was singing and was like, oh my God, she murdered. She wore us out. There's no need for me to sing another lyric. And 3, if you realize there's nobody out there doing it the way I do it. And we talked about it like last week. We talked about the fact that you bring your own flavor and you bring your own seasoning to things. Cool. Stephanie, thank you. And I'm so glad that you guys are, really shouting it out. So Joanne, you said it was like a week ago. You looked at somebody else and was like, I don't even need to do it. You too, Nicole? And then Stephanie, yep, just yesterday. Listen, let me tell you something. I saw someone else who wrote a book about purpose. And I was talking to my girls last night and I was like, yo, why am I creating the launch devotional again? And in that moment, like they didn't even have to say anything because I was like, you know what though? Yo, mine's a whole devotional. And so they get to walk through these days and not just read my stories. And not that the other book is bad. The other book is bomb. I mean, it's amazing. Like I bought it, but my story is my story. So you have to have did you say Kamari? Not if I'm allowed in this, but this is, hey Kamari, yes, you are allowed. Thanks for joining. Hey Daphne, you said you do it all too often. Teresa, you said no, you and y'all are like, no, nobody does it like me. Listen, I did it for a moment. I was like, wait, this broad right here? Oh, she's crazy with it. She's sick with it. Nobody needs my book after reading this book. And then I realized, wait, there's a whole group of women that I'm called to. There's a whole tribe that's waiting for this book. There are women who need to be raised up, who need to discover their purpose, who are still stuck in the pain of yesterday and don't know how to get through. It's almost like an instruction manual, right? So then I realized in that moment, and then my girls was like, I see, because if I was next to you, I probably would have punched you in the throat. Sometimes you have to have one of those girls, and then you need the other girl to minister to you who's like, wait, God called you to this? You have one of each. Yeah, I said, but I used to be a one a few years ago. No, but see, just for a moment, I had a lapse in judgment and was like, wait, they don't need me because they have this. But the truth of the matter is tonight, I want you to realize we need you. We need you to show up. We need you to come through as yourself because nobody else can give us you. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you remember back in the day when, bootleg bags were all the rave? Like everybody was like, I'm not spending thousands of dollars for a handbag, but I'll go ahead and get this knockoff. Anybody remember that? Okay, cool. It didn't last long. It broke down quickly. The little seam started stitching and stuff started coming out. It was terrible. And that's when you realize I probably should have invested in a better bag. That's why they paid the thousands of dollars, because this $50 knockoff is not giving anybody life. Yeah, that's the reason why. Because if you try to act like someone else, You're not giving anyone their life. You're not giving anybody the real you. So they're not getting their lives together because you're choosing to be someone else. Yes, Janine, a punch in the throat friend. Everybody needs a friend that's going to punch them in the throat, and either literally or figuratively. My friend literally punches you, though. Like, really, she punches you. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. So that's all I'm saying, is that we want what's authentic. We want what's real. And then we want you to value what you bring to the table. You are a high priced commodity. And the fact that you don't think so means that we have some real mindset challenges to work through, because you were created to bring a unique game to the table. You were created to bring a unique thought pattern to the table. And it is imperative that you share it with the world. You would do us a disservice if you didn't. All right, so number 2. This is a real one. This is a real one. Fear keeps you grounded. It keeps you grounded. Fear keeps your feet on the ground, and it prevents you from soaring. It prevents you from launching. It prevents you from being who you truly are, because you're so afraid. You're so afraid. And it makes no sense why you would be afraid of being you. And we're going to talk about it. I want to talk about it. So listen, tell me the last time you were so afraid to be you because you thought people would reject you. So number 1, when was the last time something stopped you from being afraid? Was it like within the last week or so? Was it the last time something stopped you because you were too fearful to execute? Was it a month ago? When was the last time that you stopped making a friend because you said, oh my God, they're not going to like me? Fear straddled you down, tied your hands and feet together, and paralyzed you. And you opted for it. You allowed it. Can I tell you why, though? This is the interesting thing. You allowed fear to grapple you in such a way because you didn't love yourself enough to push forward. If perfect love casts out all fear, doesn't it mean that you don't even have a perfect love for yourself? So then we also have to look at what's up with our self-love levels. I'm just saying, what's up with our self-love levels? Yesterday, Teresa, you were so afraid that it stopped you from doing so. Last week, Stephanie, this is real though. We allow the fear from external sources, or wait, sometimes fear plagues us from our internal conversations with ourselves. Because we rather believe that we can't accomplish something that we've never done before, rather than believe the truth that we can. Like, you cannot, I don't ever want you to say, I can do all things through Christ anymore, who strengthens me, if you're choosing not to follow through because of fear. Because you make that a lie. P.S. I'm a faith-filled entrepreneur. P.S. I'm a faith-filled boss. So we talk about Jesus on these lives. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure we were clear. So this is the thing. Fear keeps you from settling in and accomplishing and executing, because you're like, nobody's going to want to hear it. Nobody wants to be in my circle. Nobody wants to. It's an internal job. Because I'm sure you did not read their thoughts. I'm sure they did not tell you that. You went into something already fearful, which means that there's a level of self-rejection that lives inside of you that you have yet to overcome. And you're probably saying, how can I reject myself? Easy. You let fear take over your mind. You let fear tell you what you couldn't do. And it is easy. You're right, Daphne. It is so easy to become and combat fear. And wait, it's easy to stay in relationship with fear. Have you ever had, and except for Kamari, I think we have all women in the live today, but have you ever been in a relationship that you knew really wasn't working out for you, really wasn't bomb, but you stayed because you didn't want to start all over again? You were fearful. Like it could be worse. You feared you may not find anyone as minimum as the one you had. Like, you was like, look, dude takes out the trash, but that's all he did. because you were fearful of moving forward. So we stick with the minimum. We stick with the familiar because we build a relationship with it. We built a bond with it. We built a life with fear. So tonight, it's time that you break up with fear and start walking in self-love for yourself. Self-love for yourself, right? You start walking in self-love. You start accepting that your purpose is necessary in the world and you embrace it. You embrace it. Like, you embrace it. Break up with fear tonight, yo. Like, tell fear, yo, pack all of fear stuff up in a good little box. And like Beyonce said, to the left. That's your right, but it's my left. No, really, to the left. Because it needs to exit. So tonight, you should show fear the door. It should exit your life. Nervousness, we all get nervous. Like, that's normal. But fear that paralyzes you, fear that gives you a wheelchair and tells you that you can't move, is not natural. That's the fear that you send away tonight. That's the fear that you cut ties with. That's the fear that you kick to the curb. Go ahead, let the trash man take that fear out. Okay? So tonight already, we are valuing what we bring to the table because we're dope. Like, really, I just want you to hashtag I'm dope. If you already got point number 1 to embrace your dopeness, I just want you to hashtag in the comment section, hashtag I'm dope. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not ego. It's not, oh my God, you're arrogant. It's not pride. No, it's valuing the fact that God made you dope. If you're fearfully and wonderfully made, you're dope. It's Bible. Hashtag I'm dope. That's what you got to do. Hashtag I'm dope. Okay. Oh, so Cam, you're on with us this week. Hey, Cam. So for real, that's what I want you to do. Hashtag I'm dope. Number 1, you're embracing your own dopeness. So hashtag I'm dope. Number 2, if you're kicking fear out tonight, if you're breaking up with fear, you're having a good old party because fear is gone, then I want you to hashtag fear is gone. But you got to do it with the GON, because if you add the E, it's way too proper. Fear is gone. GON. Hashtag fear is gone. Okay? You dope. Fear is gone. Listen. So what else are we talking about? This one was a little tough. When I thought about it, like, I was like, ooh, the ladies might not be okay with this, but I'm not sure. Let's see. This is the reason why we didn't value our own uniqueness. This is the reason why we let fear tell us what to do. And you know what? Can I be honest? Some of us are bossy. Like, some of us, like, we're leaders. We're born leaders. People call us bossy, but we're born leaders. But yet fear tells us what to do. Watch that. When fear starts dictating what you do versus the self-love and the spirit that's in you, meaning the Spirit of God, then we have a problem. You can't boss everybody else and then be afraid to execute. That's stupid. Don't do that. Okay? Don't boss everybody else, but you can't boss fear. That's not what we do. Boss up till fear's got to go. Okay, point 2B. All right, number 3. This is the other reason. This is our third reason as to why we don't show up as ourselves. We would rather embrace a lie than to accept the truth. We would rather embrace a lie than to accept the truth. The truth is that you have power beyond measure. You have power to make things happen. The truth is you can execute on a whole other level than what you've ever done. But fear told you otherwise. The truth is that more people are in your corner and praying for you and rooting you on than you even realize. That's the truth. The truth is, you were made to impact this world. That's the truth. But the problem is, you would rather embrace the lies that you hear. See, this is the thing. In most cases, lies line up with what we see as failure. And so in our minds, it gives it like concrete evidence, because it's like, oh, I did mess up then. but then you forgot about the times that you succeeded. You forgot about the moment that you embraced your purpose. You forgot about all the people that you had already impacted because one thing went wrong. Life is not perfect, not in any way, shape, or form. It's not. You're going to have bumps. You're going to have bruises. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have challenges. They happen to everybody. The question is, how are you going to handle them though? So let's talk about that. One of the things that we do is, exactly, Kamari, tell him in the comments, Jesus said because you have. So yes, he said it. So we got it. Okay, cool. Let me tell you why you're accepting the lie. Because we magnify the things that we did wrong. See, now I have to really give you scripture. Jesus said, if I be lifted up, which means all the things that identify Christ be lifted up, that means everything that we magnify, make bigger. Then he would draw the people. So can you imagine if you embrace the purpose that he gave you, lifting him up? If you did what he told you to do, lift him up. If you moved, see, instead of like duplicating other people's moves, if you moved the way he told you to move, lifting him up, then he would draw the tribe to you. Because there's a tribe waiting for you. So we magnify the crazy stuff that happens. We magnify what people say about us that isn't true. We magnify the criticisms. Some things are constructive criticism. Now, the people that are in your corner that say, hey, think about this, or hold off on that, or hey, let's plan this out, different than people who just have gossip, people who are just malicious, people who just always have something to say. Totally different. We magnify what they say. We'll brew, we'll stew in it, we'll stir it up and add sugar. We will like make that our Bible. We will make that our foundation. But then we don't believe what the creator of your absolute soul says about you. So you give more power to people than you give to the God that made you. Like, how does that work? How does that work? That doesn't work. You've made them your God. So you started allowing them telling you what to do. You started allowing them their criticisms to say, oh, maybe that's wrong because they don't want to see you succeed. You magnify what they say. You magnify how they treat you. But I have never seen the way someone thinks about me pay a bill. Delmarva has never accepted the lies people have told on me as payment. Verizon does not accept the people that don't like me. They'll never accept them not liking me as payment for my bill. If so, I'm coming for that to pay a bill. Do you understand what I'm saying? You do it anyway. Stop magnifying what people say about you. Like, stop it. It doesn't even matter anymore. Quit it. This is what I want you to do. I want you to stop using and reverberating and repeating what they say and start repeating what you know to be true. Start repeating what your purpose is. Right, Stephanie. Return it to sender. Start repeating what your purpose is. Start repeating the vision for your business. Start repeating the purpose of your mentoring circle. Start repeating the fact that you're called to volunteer in the community. Start repeating the purpose behind that. Because see, what happens is, your words have extraordinary power and they can create things like nobody's business. So what you do is the lies that people say, the misconceptions that they spread, when you repeat them and you start speaking them and repeating them to yourself, you give them a home to live in. You build them a good old mansion and tell them, come on in, and you allow them to become resident in your life. And then it smothers out the purpose in you. It smothers out the reason. It smothers out your why, and you're totally okay with it. Never be okay with that. Never be okay with that. Never be okay with that. The minute someone else's thoughts about you have more power than the person that created you long before the earth was created is a straight problem. That's the main reason why we don't show up as ourselves. We are so, Stephanie, exactly. It is evicted. We gotta stop letting people have power over our purpose. This thing is between you and Jesus. It's between you and the creator. Like, that's all. That is it. All right, so let's run back through them. 3 reasons why you don't show up as you. 1, you don't embrace your own dopeness. But today you do, right? You hashtagged I'm dope, so we canceled that out. 2, you were allowing fear to keep you grounded. But as of tonight, you evicted fear. You told fear, hashtag fear is gone. Over. You broke up with fear tonight. Boxes are at the curb. They're going to come pick them up, right? Okay, cool. And then 3, you stopped giving other people power over who you are and what you do. It's over. Like, as of tonight, it is totally over. And for that, we are extremely grateful, because then tomorrow you can start living this life of freedom, this life of liberty, this life that you really didn't know what it was, because now you've embraced your dopeness. So you should have a whole different type of walk tomorrow. Like, your swag should be totally different than it was today, because you just got rid of all of this other stuff. So the next time you, like, come out of your mouth with I'm broke, don't do it ever again. Like, stop yourself, because you're not broke. If God gives you the ability to create wealth, then how are you broke? No, you just haven't tapped into your income generation activities. So stop thinking about that. Start tapping in. Right? So hashtag now, because we have debunked all of the myths. And the final activity I want you to do tonight is hashtag I'm showing up as me. Right? I am showing up as me. And so that's what I want you to hashtag. I want you to tell people I'm showing up as me. It is important. Tomorrow, I want you to see the difference in what happens when you show up as your authentically dope self. People will be amazed by what you bring to the table. People will be amazed at how you're able to make things happen. You have no idea how people are just waiting for you to show up. People think like, oh my God, they're waiting for me to fail. It's not true. People are really waiting for you to do it so they can replicate. That's what they're waiting for. So go ahead and be your magnificent self tomorrow. Show up as you. Make it great. Change the atmosphere tomorrow. Like, go in and show them who you really are. I'm showing up as me tomorrow. And this is the thing. You don't have to like it. They don't have to like it. They don't have to like it. But you get to show up as your authentic, dope self. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to listen. Tag somebody who needs this message. Share it out to everybody you know that needs to get rid of these 3 issues tonight and start tomorrow. Listen, Friday may be the end of the work week, but it can be the beginning of you embracing you. All right? So share it out with your friends. And don't forget, listen, I have a devotional coming out. To all my ladies, hit me up and download the opt-in. It's called the Launch Devotional. And I want you to check it out. It's at kimberly.co/3-day opt-in. I want you to get the first 3 days of the devotional because it is launching soon. Book party is about to be amazing. If you are not on the email list, I just dropped a video earlier this week about the venue and the food. The menu alone is going to make you feel like, look, I'll fly in for this. If you do, hit me up. I'll get you a hotel room. We'll get you a good block. All right. So listen, I'm Kimberly Smith. I'm the Purpose Catalyst. I help women identify their purpose, transform their pain into power, and activate their genius so that they can start collecting the coins. Kamari, you can always be down with Team KT. You know we go way back, bro. So yes, be down. Get the opt-in. Give it to your little girl or a lady that you know. So, and make sure you're at the book party, dude. All right, listen, I'm done for the night. TGIT is in full effect. I'll see you next week at 7:30. I'm out.